You're in Australia, so am I, and you've probably heard about print on demand and seen people making very good money selling mugs, shirts, metal art, chopping boards, whatever, all while sitting on their laptops. You're thinking, surely that's not for us. The market's too small. Shipping's a joke. Plus, how do I even set up an Etsy store to sell into the USA? Let's be blunt, the Australian market is tiny. You can absolutely get a few local sales, but if you want real scale, the USA is where the real money is. The size of a good niche in the US is bigger than the entire Australian population. Plus, Etsy's biggest audience is in America. Way more traffic, way more spend. It's like opening a store on Pitt Street in Sydney compared to a side lane in a country town. And here's the kicker. You don't need to live there and you don't need to ship any products yourself. There are local print-on-demand suppliers in the USA who will automatically print and ship all your orders as they come in. All you do is create the design and make sure your store is set up the correct way. I teach beginners just like you make their first sale online, get their first $1,000 a month, and I've even had students, after implementing my training, be able to hit six figures in a month right after being in the program. And I'm not just saying this stuff works. I've got people in my community right now that are making sales into the USA consistently. If you want proof, make sure you click the case study link in the description below to check out their stories. You will see people who are brand new 6 months ago making consistent sales into the USA without ever touching the products. I've been in the print-on-demand industry since 2013 and sold close to $10 million of print-on-demand products in that time. Millions of dollars worth of apparel, millions of dollars worth of jewelry, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of metal art and sneakers and all kinds of things. Today, I'm going to walk you through the exact steps of how to get a US-facing store set up from right here in Australia. No warehouses, no upfront stock, just designs, strategy, and a smart setup. Now, let's walk you through how to do it from the ground up. Okay, so we need to get our store set up. So I'm just on Etsy. If you go to storehacks.com/Etsy and use that link, you'll get 40 free listings. Doesn't do anything for me, but it certainly gets you off on the right foot. So go to storehacks.com/Etsy and you will see this next screen. Open a shop today. So click on that, put in your email address, put in a name and your password, and click register. Simple so far, huh? Next, just let's do this. You can read all this if you like. If not, just skip it all. It's all good. And start the shop. So first up, this is important. These are the first steps you need to get correct. So our shop language is English, the shop country is the United States, and you want the shop currency to be in USD. Save and continue. Enter the name of your shop, Aussies in the USA. You can come up with a better name than that. Then go save and continue. And now we need to put in a dummy listing. This one is just going to be deleted as soon as we upload it because we need to make sure the products that we do put on here are connected to a print-on-demand supplier. So we'll just do a shirt. Another company person. What is it? A finished product. When was it made? It's made to order. Our production partner. So again, this doesn't need to be perfect when you set it up for the first time. We go back through and do it correctly when we've actually got the store up and running. So we can just launch. About this production partner. So that, use ChatGPT to really build it out and make it something better. And then we just put in, then we put in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, United States of America. So that is actually where T-Launch is. About your partnership, why are you working with them? I don't have the technical ability or the equipment to make it entirely by myself. What is your role in the design process? I design everything myself. And what is this partner's role in the production process? And they do everything for me. That is the correct way to set them up and go save. Awesome. Done. Fantastic. Done, done, done. And now you must select at least one production partner. Well, I have. Why don't you let me move on? See that? I just had to flick those settings, turn it on and off, and now it's showing the save and continue. So save and continue. There we go. Dummy shirt. Then we just want to bring in a shirt that we're going to put on our store. In this case, a chopping board. No variations. Don't worry about any of this. All good, all good. Physical products, that's the supplier, production partner. Let's change this to cutting board. So now made to order, processing time, 3 to 5 days, apply. So that's giving us the correct setup for who the shipping profile is for this product. What countries will you deliver to? This is making sure that if it is a product that can't sell internationally, that it is set up to target the correct country. Delivery services, so just leave that as is. And what typically happens is when you do connect your store to a supplier's website, they'll create the shipping profiles anyway. So all this is going to be changed anyway. So it's not important outside of just getting the store set up correctly. One. Cool. So we've got our first listing there. And we can do more listings later. Then we want to go through and make sure we set up our billing. Where is your bank located? Australia. And if you're an individual, then just set it up as such. If you've got an entity, then set it up as well. So I've got a company that I use, so I go through this one. But if you're an individual, just set that up there and put in your details. Very important that this is all true and correct. Matches your bank account as well. So, my legal name is Ronald. Cool. Go through, fill it all out, and you shouldn't have any problems with further verification. So this is a dummy store that I've got set up. It does have some sales on it, but it's for showing the examples. But in here, so what we want to do is once you've got your on your dashboard, click settings and then click options. Once you're there, come down and we want to check out this current time zone. We want to change the shop time zone to the USA. And I always set it to New York because they're the first ones that see midnight. And then once you've done that, just hit save. Next up, you're going to want to put in your credit card details. That's so they can charge you that one-time setup fee. There is a special offer right now where you can make that back, and they're going to tell us more about that on that next screen. But this, again, there were so many bots and scammers on Etsy that they wanted to stop that. So they started charging this fee, which is all good. Very low cost, pay to play to get set up on Etsy, where there's tens of millions of people browsing and shopping every single month. So put in your details. Once you've done all that, click on review, setup, fee, and continue. Next, what we want to do is make sure we come over into T-Launch. So they're a trusted supplier I've been using for years, and we're going to get our store connected over here. So what we do is once we're in that account and we've signed up, we want to click on stores. And from there, we click on add new store, and we want to connect to Etsy. So it's quite a simple process. Then once you see this screen, you go grant access. And that way, any order that comes in from your Etsy store is automatically sent into production with T-Launch, which is really, really cool. So the other supplier we want to use is Printify. Now to get there, just go to storehacks.com/Printify. That is an affiliate link, but it's not going to cost you anything. But once we're in here, they have a range of really good top quality products that complement what T-Launch has going on. So in here, once you've registered your account, just click on My Store. So once you're in your account, on the left-hand side here, you're going to see this drop down. If you don't have a store in there already, which you won't, you just want to click on Add New Store and then click on Etsy. And again, we'll see this screen where you grant the access. And once you've done that, you are connected. They too will see all the designs and orders that come through based on the products you publish through them. So working with T-Launch and Printify, it just means that you're going to have a local US supplier that will be able to print and ship your orders as they come in. And the way that works is they automatically get notified of that order, at which time you will have your payment details on file with those particular suppliers, and they'll deduct the cost of that product from your credit card or your bank account, and you will retain the profit, the full money over in your Etsy store where they pay out every few days. So just be mindful that there is a gap there where you will be holding the bag, so to speak, until Etsy pays out in full, in which case the difference between the cost of the products and the selling price of the products is how much you'll actually make, less the Etsy transaction fees as well. Now, When you're selling in the United States, you're going to be selling in USD, meaning that's what your customers pay you in. But with Etsy, unfortunately, at this time, we cannot change the bank account details to be a US dollar bank account unless, of course, you've got an LLC that you set up over there and you do have a bank account associated with that. But most of us do not. So we need to put our Australian banking details in there, at which point, when Etsy pays us out, they're paying us out in AUD and charging us a 2.5% currency conversion fee. Now, with our suppliers, T-Launch and Printify in this case, we're going to be paying them in USD. So it is wise to put a float into your business. Say you're going to convert $100 into your account so that when you do pay for your goods, you're not charged that currency conversion every single time on AUD orders because they can stack up and we want to preserve the capital and the profits that we're making in our business. So using Wise will allow us to keep those fees down. I use it all day, every day in my business, and I strongly encourage you to sign up through that link as well because that way you'll pay zero fees up to $1,000 on your first $1,000 that you do to get transferred. Now, the fact that you have a Wise account will also allow you to keep track of all expenses. And the next step I suggest you do is that you apply for an ABN and go to the abr.gov.au website in order to get that for free. It takes 10 minutes to go through, but that way you can make sure you treat it as a real business right from the get-go. That way you can track all your expenses. So your subscriptions, the products that you're selling, all becomes tax deductible, meaning that you can have a really clear insight as to your tax position at the end of the year. Now, I do advise that you do speak to an accountant because none of this is financial advice. It's just to help you get started. Now, if you're ready to seriously level up your game and you want to create your own $5,000 to $10,000 per month print-on-demand business, then I encourage you to check out the Products Accelerator, where I teach you the step-by-step roadmap to creating a profitable print-on-demand business in as little time as possible. You can click the link in the description below, apply now to join, and I will have a chat to you over there. That's it. You've got the full playbook to getting started with print-on-demand with Etsy over in the USA from right here in Australia. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to set up your store the right way, use the right tools, create products that people actually want to buy, keep things lean and focused. If you found this helpful, make sure you like, subscribe, ring that notification bell because every video I put out is designed to help you make more money faster in your business. But until we meet again, make sure you watch this video next because it's going to help you level up your print-on-demand business. Stay awesome.